Right, good afternoon, everybody. Is the mic okay? Works well? Okay. So, first of all, thank you very much for inviting me. This has so far been a hugely inspiring event. My name is Schwarts. I'm the fairly newly appointed Deputy Director of Public Health at Kent County Council. And you will see hopefully some slides. Oh, there we go. Some slides appearing any moment now. So I'm going to talk about health and the environment. And if you find any of this interesting, either down here or upstairs, people in the marketplace, please come and find me later to have a conversation and to enable us to basically find solutions together. Because health is fundamentally connected with the environment. And I know that there are a number of colleagues here from different NHS bodies, so please also, we're working on this together. I'll talk a bit different about health than health providers and commissioners might think of it. Can I have the second slide, please? So I've only been here in Kent for about 6 weeks next month.
I think you'll have to use the flip.
Oh, which one is that? This one. Okay, let's see if that works. It does. I've only been here for about 6 weeks, and of course, the complexity and the size, but also the assets, the sheer breadth of opportunity in terms of the environment and how we can work together is absolutely mind-boggling. So I want you to focus your mind really on what constitutes health. And some of you will be familiar with the Dahlgren and Whitehead sort of semicircle that describes all the factors that summarize and influence health. This one isn't. It's only the one that looks at, in inverted commas, the environment. Not just the natural environment, but also the built environment and everything around us, kind of including the global ecosystem. And of course, how we are being influenced through climate change at the moment. And of course, the timing of this conference is absolutely spot on, given you will have spoken to it about it this morning, midweek from COP27. And the tiny people in the middle, we, us, and our communities are exposed to all these influences, and the way we interact with all the components around us shapes the way our health pans out during our life. So it's not just genetic information and the family we grow up in, but it is absolutely fundamentally shaped by the environment around us and how we interact with that environment. And that's where the opportunities lie. I don't know if you can see, I hope you can see that. So it would be completely remiss of me if I wouldn't talk a little bit about climate change. And obviously, a lot of the talk today is about adapting and mitigating to the effects of climate change. But focusing on health, just so that you can see it's not just about heat and other things. It really affects everything, down to mental health, the effects of climate change in terms of new illnesses emerging, etc., is absolutely vast. But there are opportunities in terms of how we adapt our houses and our environment to be more energy efficient that improves direct health outcomes. We've talked about active travel, we've talked about physical activity, both in terms of physical and mental health, and also reducing the effects of air pollution. The increased access to and use of green and blue spaces, and of course we've got a massive access potentially here, and how we can improve this. Trees will be fundamentally important going forwards to mitigate extremes in temperature, and the rest I won't go for kind of looking at time. Just a few words to use the example of air quality, and there are some really inspiring presenters upstairs in the marketplace, the importance of identifying who's actually most at risk in our population. Who do we support in accessing those assets here in Kent? And who do we give advice to protect themselves from, here in this example, the influence of bad air? And I was really impressed upstairs talking to some of you about talking to children, because children have super influence in terms of family behavior. Working across the organizations to really think, using one example, let's stick to with the air quality, how we can use the example of health outcomes, not just physical, include the mental, in terms of shaping and prioritizing the planning. Let's do it together. Come to me if you need the arguments, because the arguments are all there, they're just not joined up. And of course, just to summarize, there are so many, and I'm going to give a really, really tiny choice here, on examples of where this is already done. The Kent Environment Strategy is amazingly focused on health. I was delighted to see that. But of course, there are still opportunities to work even more closely together across the districts, across the departments, with community organizations, schools, etc., using health as a very simple and intuitive example. Thank you very much.